When you hear the name Edgar Allan Poe, what comes to mind? Perhaps you think of The Raven or The Telltale Heart. Whatever you think of, it's likely the association is of a macabre nature, related to darkness, death, and depravity. Why do you suppose Poe's work revolved around the macabre? What happened in his life to spur this kind of writing? Edgar Allan Poe had what could be reasonably called a troubled childhood. His father, David Poe, was a mediocre traveling actor who drank heavily. His mother, Elizabeth Arnold, was a talented actress who was deserted by her husband when Edgar was still a baby. Edgar's mother died on tour in Richmond, Virginia, leaving Edgar orphaned before his 3rd birthday. Knowing this backstory, it's easy to see why Edgar Allan Poe would write, "The want of parental affection has been the heaviest of my trials." After the death of his parents, John and Frances Allan, a charitable and childless couple in Richmond, took in Poe. John Allan, an ambitious merchant, became Poe's guardian as well as the source of his middle name. John Allan provided generously for Poe's early education, but never formally adopted the boy. Poe grew up feeling both a lack of a natural father and the disapproval of his foster father. At 17, Poe entered the University of Virginia. He did well in his studies, but was resentful of the small allowance John Allan gave him. After a bitter argument with John Allan, Poe ran off to Boston to make his own way in the world. There, in 1827, he published a small volume of poems called Tamerlane. The work did not attract much attention, and Poe could find no other work. After these disappointments, Poe joined the army. He was promoted to the rank of sergeant major, but disliked the enlisted man's life and appealed to John Allan for help. John Allan interceded for Poe, helping him enter the academy at West Point. While waiting to get into West Point, Poe published a second book of poems in 1829, Al-Araf, which got Poe his first real recognition as a writer. The next year, Poe learned that Allan had remarried, ruling Poe out as an heir. In light of this, Poe had himself dismissed from West Point and in turn estranged from John Allan. Poe then moved in with an aunt, Maria Poe Clem, in Baltimore, Maryland. After marrying Clem's daughter, Virginia, in 1835, Poe began editing for various magazines to pay the bills. It was during this time Poe finished his only full-length novel, The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. Poe's short stories have inspired all kinds of writers. The Gold Bug, The Purloined Letter, and The Murders in the Rue Morgue all serve to lay the foundation for the modern detective story. Tales like The Telltale Heart and The Cask of Amontillado inspired Fyodor Dostoevsky's foray into crime novels. Though Poe died poor and delirious, his works have had an immeasurably profound and lasting effect on modern literature.